It was a 100-year-old shop where no customer ever returned because it didn't sell clothes or food, but rather instruments of death, devices like hanging ropes, poison, and electric chairs. The city's tall buildings were shrouded in smoke and darkness. Poverty and a suffocating life had so broken people down that living seemed more difficult than dying. One day, a man, in despair, ran toward fast-moving traffic. Just then, an old man pulled him to safety. The old man explained that doing so would bring punishment to his family, but seeing his desire for death, the old man led him to a narrow alley. There was a brightly colored shop, which seemed like the only hope in this dark city. The shop owner smiled and began to show off his wares. The noose is a little old, but it's effective. If you buy it today, you'll get a free small chair. This green poison could reliably kill in just 3 seconds. And to cut the wrist, there was also a knife carved by his son himself. Finally, the man used his savings to buy a bottle of poison. The owner packaged it as if it were a beautiful gift. As soon as he left the shop, the shopkeeper's 2 children quietly watched him, wondering if he had succumbed to the poison. Then they returned to the shop and reported everything to their mother. Just then, their mother suddenly felt pain in her stomach and she was rushed to the hospital. A few hours later, their youngest son was born. He was named Alan. Alan was beaming with joy as soon as he was born. When customers came into the shop and saw his smile, their faces would change. Their pain would subside for a moment. But this wasn't good for the family. He too, like his siblings, should have maintained a sad expression. His father forced his lips down. They would squeeze him, but as soon as their hands were removed, he would smile again. His parents didn't like this, but they couldn't do anything. Slowly, Alan began to grow up. He would lovingly greet customers with "Good morning." His mother repeatedly warned him not to say nice words here. Say goodbye forever to customers, not goodbye. But Alan never took these words to heart. He also wanted to see his family smiling happily, which was strictly forbidden in this house. One day, a couple came into the shop. They bought poison. Alan innocently said goodnight, so his mother strangled him in anger. His parents repeatedly tried to change his behavior, but Alan remained even more steadfast. At night, he would sneak into the shop and cut a little of the hanging ropes to save someone's life. One night, there was a loud knock on the door. Heard his father's voice. Alan hid in the storeroom. A man wanted to shoot himself in the middle of the night. When his father came to the storehouse to look for the bullets, he caught Alan. After the customer left, his father brutally threw him into the room. Still, Alan lovingly said goodnight. Angrily, his father began banging on the walls and told him to be quiet. The next day, the same man died on the street. The police came, stuffed a slip of paper into his mouth, and left. All this broke Alan's heart. The next day, at the dinner table, his sister asked his mother, "Why can't we end our lives like the customers?" But the parents said, "If this shop closes, who will show these broken people their final path?" Ellen wanted to tell everyone that life is beautiful, but her innocent voice couldn't shake those deeply ingrained thoughts. And from here, the real battle of this story began. Comment on the next part to find out what happened next.